Hello, once again, beautiful people. Welcome back to Headaches and Hot Takes. I'm your host, Chaperian. Over there in the Safe Ferris shirt is my co-host, Hearn, a.k.a. Flamin' Hot Fanny, a.k.a. the notorious Ricky Ticky Bobby Wobbin, a.k.a. the only man alive banned from exactly 7 Home Depot locations.
Exactly, yeah, I do. I hold that title, baby. It's exactly 7. I don't want to go. If I go any more, then I lose my title.
You're tied.
So why would I do
You'd be
that?
tied for 8. You were tied with 6. You're the only man alive banned from exactly 7. Right? Did I get that right?
So I'm going to hold it. I got to be on my best behavior anytime I'm in Home Depot from now on.
Which ones can you even go to?
It's limited, bro. I can't. I got to go Lowe's now. I can't go to Home Depot anymore.
Hearn, how are you, my man? You doing okay?
I'm good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there.
Nice.
Feeling good. Had a pretty decent week. Hope the same is true for you.
Yeah.
You have specifically requested that I don't start off with something to say this time because you've got something you want to say. And I want to hear what you have to say. So what do you have for me?
See, I got a little curveball for you. So when were you born again, my friend?
1999.
Oh, it starts with a 19. We're old.
We're old, bro. We are freaking old.
It starts with the night. That's getting far back on the scroll wheel. You sign up for a new website, enter your date of birth. It's like, oh my gosh, it sucks, dude. I hate it.
I thought
hate how far
for
back it is.
sure there was not another person that I knew that thought of things that way. I'm like, oh dang, it used to take no time to scroll back to my birthday on the scroll wheel. Now I gotta get like 3 scrolls.
Yeah, I can do 3 full scrolls. I'm like, oh god, yeah, it's not fun. So what I have here, we're gonna throw a little bit of nostalgia in for a little opener here. I got some random little clips, theme songs, whatever. Some from video games, some from TV shows. I think you'll recognize them. I just want to give you a quick little quiz and bring back some nostalgia.
So it's like a true 90s kid test? Is that what we're doing here?
Kinda. You know, some of these are a little older, so I'm counting on the fact that you watched these shows or you played these games that technically came out before our time, but I think a lot of people were watching them and playing them for our age.
This is exciting. This is dope. I'm glad you came up with this. Let's see what you got. The first
couple I think are going to be softballs. So maybe a warm up.
Not a softball, curveball, just a softball.
Yeah, just a softball.
Okay.
Are you ready for number 1?
I am ready.
All right, here we go. Did you hear that at all?
I did. And I don't want to get it wrong because it feels really easy.
This is the easiest one on the list, pal. No, you want to do it one more time?
Yeah, let me make sure I heard that right.
All right, here we go.
Gonna catch him off.
You got the era.
Danny Phantom. My fault.
Yes, sir.
I definitely did not hear that all the correct way.
Okay, there you go.
Yo, Danny Fenton, he was just 14.
Just 14 when his parents built a very strange machine. It was I thought you were gonna keep going.
Designed to a world unseen.
A world unseen.
Gotta catch him all.
Gotta catch him all because he's Danny Phantom.
It did not have to slap like that, bro. That song slapped.
Perhaps one of the best theme songs of our childhood, sincerely. I can't think of many better ones.
I won't take too much time on this because I want to be able to let you get through your thing. But I did not realize how many people see that as one of their top 2 or 3 favorite shows from our childhood. Is that true for you?
I think it was great. I think the story building specifically in it was fantastic.
The story building was
from what I remember.
Elite, actually. I was saying.
Yeah, that random sidebar, they're not in here. Codename Kids Next Door. The story building in Codename Kids Next Door, dude.
Awesome.
Holy crap.
Awesome.
That was. I want to go back and rewatch it now as an adult.
My older brother and I had this headcanon due to a game that we would always play where, like, we were members of Kids Next Door.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
There you go.
That was a frequent game that we would play. That show slapped, dude. They don't make them like they used to.
They do not. All right, so maybe this one you'll hit a little easier than the first one. Are you ready?
Yeah, okay.
All right, here we go.
That's a no, dude. I don't think
I'm
I know
surprised.
that. I might know it if I could, like, if I had options to pick it from, but I don't think I know that one.
You have talked about this show. You have on this show. You have talked about this show. It's supposed to be a flute that sounds like a synthesizer, obviously, but it's a sword is what it's playing this tune. It's a little dagger.
That's not Power Rangers.
That is Power
Rangers. Is that the Power Rangers? Is that cueing the Dragon Sword?
That's the Green Ranger's
cueing the Dragon Sword. Power Rangers was one of my all-time favorite shows. Yeah. So I could tell you so much about that. I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't get that. Like, his sword was named Saba and stuff like that. But he
Yeah,
would
I
play
think
the
you're right.
the dragon dagger. He could play that,
Yeah.
even though he
Yeah.
couldn't actually put it up to his mouth because he had a helmet on.
No, yeah, it was like held out here, and then it's a dagger that is called a flute or whatever, but it sounds like a synthesizer. It's all over the place. But it's Power Rangers. So who cares? It was
I know.
cool.
So
It was
were you a
dope.
Green Ranger boy for sure?
I didn't get that into it.
Did you have a favorite of the Rangers themselves, not of the seasons?
I probably would have said Green Ranger. I guess probably yeah. You?
Yeah, I was a green and white Ranger, and then like he moved on and did so many other like. If the character played by Jason David Frank of Tommy was in a season, that was my favorite for sure.
His name is Jason David Frank. He's got 3 first names.
Yes, he had 3 first names. He passed away earlier this year, I believe.
Well, he still has them. He's just dead. Sad Green Ranger fleet. All right.
But
Spoiler
yeah,
alert.
anyways, so yeah.
Spoiler alert. The rest of these are video games.
The rest of video games.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're cooking.
I don't. Yeah. I say. I honestly think. Again, I think this is a softball, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You ready?
Yeah.
I'll trust you on this one.
Okay, that's one of 2 things I would say. I get Donkey Kong Country and Crash Bandicoot vibes from that.
Well, we need a final answer, buddy.
I'm gonna say Crash Bandicoot.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. But like, can you see though why like it doesn't have bongos in
Yes.
it? But like, can you see like those vibes are very similar?
It has that feel. It has some kind of bongo-y feel. It's got
Yeah.
a tropical islandy feel. Yeah.
I've not played the original Crash Bandicoot but one time ever, and it is really good though. I will say
It is one of the most infuriating games ever to go back and play.
It's
just,
tough, right?
God. Yeah,
I like the little Aku Aku guy. He's really cool.
Love
That's what he does, right? Yeah, he's pretty cool.
For a time, Crash Bandicoot sound effects were all of my notification sounds. Still, the theme song is my ringtone.
Oh, okay.
Even though I'm not that big of a Crash Bandicoot guy, but I just think it's such.
I don't blame you at all. For years,
I get down.
For years, my text tone was the Power Rangers little morpher thing. When it would go do 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 do, and every time it would go off, all the people who were my age around me would go,
Kim
"Oh
Possible.
my god, yes! Why? Why do you know this? Oh my god, was that Kim Possible? No, but you can go die.
Yes.
How about that?
Wow.
Like annoying.
What a
How
response.
freaking annoying.
Yeah.
Kim Possible had 4 little beeps and went do 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 do.
It
is not the same thing.
Kim Possible. No, Kim Possible went. Deet, deet, doo, deet, deet, deet. Was that not Kim
No,
Possible?
that's
Or is that
Power Rangers.
Oh, see, I literally
See,
thought that
Kim
was
Possible was 4 with do 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 do.
See,
They're very similar. They're similar.
They are.
But like, come
Okay.
on, bro.
That's fine.
Anyways, we're 3 in. I think we're doing pretty good so far.
Yeah, you did pretty good.
So,
I think
we
they
got-
get harder from here. All right,
Okay.
you ready? All right, here's a classic. This is random sound effects. I'm gonna talk a little bit through the background. Here we go. Dude, what were you doing in computer class in elementary school?
I couldn't hear that.
What were you doing?
I couldn't hear that.
Are you serious?
Oh, give me a break, bro. Talk about a softball. Microsoft pinball, dude.
Okay, I thought maybe just a little like what do you do? Like those little random sound effects. I was like, this could be hard.
It was an elite game. And my question is this. Why did they stop including it on computers? They could have the same, not updated since the 90s, pinball on computers and people would still play it, I promise.
Absolutely, they would. I absolutely would. I don't give me just solitaire. At
for
most,
sure.
you get solitaire now. Come on.
Yeah, my 3rd grade teacher had a high score of 13 million on that game, and we tried the entire year of 3rd grade to try to get through and beat her, and no one came close. I only got to like 2 million. Like, I was not very good at it, but yeah, she was
We need to make that a goal
great
now.
at it.
We're gonna be 13 million on Microsoft Pinball.
Yeah, tell Miss Jackson
here
to
for it.
suck it. Just kidding. She's like
sorry,
literally
Miss
my favorite
Jackson.
teacher of all time.
Ooh. These 2, I think, are the hardest. Perhaps.
2 hardest. Okay,
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Number uno. Hang on.
I absolutely know that. Hold on. Can
How-
you replay
how
that for
big
me?
is
Because
it?
I didn't hear it.
I
It's definitely
can.
like chopped
I
up.
can. Okay. Well, it's like one little like thing, and then like a gap, and there's another thing.
It's an arcade
Yeah,
game. I
ready?
just can't think of which.
Yeah. And it goes like this. It goes right here.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
I don't want to do the main music for it. I think if I give you the main music, I think it's a giveaway.
I'm gonna hate myself for not getting this. I'm a big arcade guy.
It's classic Namco. I think you were really good at Pac-Man, Galaga, or this game.
Pac-Man, Galaga, or this game, and it's Namco? Because after that, my brain goes to
think it's
Mappy.
Namco.
And it wouldn't be Mappy. There's no way you would have put Mappy on here. And then there's pole position.
Would I?
There's Xevious.
I'm pretty sure it's
Galaxian.
Namco. Yeah, by Namco. Released in 81. So it is. Which means Galaga, Pac-Man, those are all old too, obviously.
So for what it's worth, my initial instinct was to say that it was a level transition in Pac-Man when they do change the levels. You mentioned Pac-Man, so it's not that. I am gonna.
This is you hit start. You hit start was the, and then the little is like your character getting ready for the game.
It's a Namco game?
It's a Namco game, and whenever there's specific music that plays whenever your character walks around, it only plays when your character moves. It gets progressively more difficult very quickly. It's got pretty colors.
I'm gonna take a guess here that I don't think is correct. I don't even know if what I'm saying was ever an arcade release. I'm just gonna say that it's Bubble Bobble, and go from there.
Okay, that's a decent guess.
Okay.
That is. We were looking for Dig Dug.
That is Dig Dug, dude. I primarily played
figured
Dig Dug 2 for what it's worth. Now, if you would have played the main music, I would have got the main music for sure. It's very good. Or like the inflating music.
Yeah,
put that in there.
Exactly why I didn't. I was like,
for sure,
too easy.
You made this hard, which I can greatly appreciate a good hard quiz. So okay,
I'm glad that it's more challenging. Last one here.
Okay,
are you ready? There we go. For some reason, I have this one stuck in my head for years. I would literally daily walk around the house doing that tune.
I can confidently tell you I've never heard this in my life, but that it feels so weirdly familiar that it's not funny.
It's made by Sega.
That's stuck in my head now.
Came out in 97 apparently, which is actually I don't know if I believe that because it looks about the same as the
Was
last
that a Game Boy sound effect? It really sounded like it was using the Game Boy
I think
chip.
I had this game on the Game Boy. Yes, I did.
The only things I know about, Sonic was the cash cow for Sega, and that was not a Sonic sound effect, that's for sure.
There was a modern version of this game that came out when we were in high school that took... Oh, you definitely had it on your tablet at school. I promise you did.
And it was a Sega game?
It was a Sega game. This remake's obviously nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with Sega.
I'm just going to take the L and pass on this one, buddy.
All right. We're looking for Frogger.
Oh, wow. I was not a huge Frogger guy, but it was fun. I had it on Arcade Advance for the Game Boy Advance. I played that.
That sounds right.
And that had one of my favorite underrated arcade games, Ye Are Kung Fu. Dude.
I've never even heard of that one.
That game slaps. It slaps. You play as a guy named Oolong going through a full slate of martial arts combat against a set slate of characters until you end up with the main guy named Blues. Eventually beating Blues was one of the great highlights of my childhood, buddy.
Okay. I'll have to look it up. I dig it.
Frogger. Okay. I'll have to get you with one of these at some point too. Trip you up a little bit.
Now that I said Frogger, can you guess what game I was talking about that was taken over in high school? What you were playing?
Oh, Crossy Road.
Crossy Road, yeah.
Yeah. We go to those arcades when you're on vacation or anything like that have Crossy Road in them.
Oh, yeah, like the big one where you hit the giant button.
Yeah.
They got Flappy Bird, too, yeah.
They do have Flappy Bird, too. I cash those out with the jackpots pretty frequently. Yeah. That's my go-to.
The Flappy Bird one is so funny to me. I like the little
yeah, but it's not even really Flappy Bird. It's a knockoff, right?
No.
But it's really good. It's really true to the game.
It definitely is. The stupid sound, the little the birds make, and then the noise, whenever you
I knew you were going to go there.
It's so sudden. Yeah, it's so gosh, I just exploded.
Tweet. It's so good. It is a good one. Well, dude, that was a lot of fun. How good were you at Flappy Bird?
I was never that into it.
I was big into it.
Okay. So you remember like I got to blankety blank at one point? You remember any of that?
I don't want to overstate it, but it was pretty high. I would say it was like higher than you'd probably guess. I remember doing the math on it, and this one game of Flappy Bird took like almost an hour. So
let's just
it was like
say
1 pipe per second.
I pretty much got to 300 on Flappy Bird.
Oh, definitely more than 300. I'll tell you that much.
Play,
I was out here no lifing Flappy Bird because I literally had no life. So
it's fine. All right, pal. Well,
Yeah.
there you go. I'd say you overall passed. I thought I'm glad and that ended up being a little bit more of a challenge than I expected.
that was a
which
big time
I'm
challenge.
happy, so, yeah,
You took a different approach to that than I would have guessed, especially with like some sound effects and stuff in there, and a little like this is when you begin the game and stuff like that. So I can definitely appreciate that. So I'll hit you with one of these in a few weeks from now. Okay? This
All right,
is
cool.
a fun idea.
Look forward to it. Let's move into my favorite part of the week, pal. Go ahead. Tell the listeners what they're in for.
The hot take of the week, I believe is what you're referring to, right? Yeah, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Mets.
Get hype. It's not always about the money, Spider-Man. It's about the Mets, baby. Love the Mets. All right, baby. Let's go. Be a home run, baby. Love the Mets. Let's go, Mets.
Oh, it's so good.
Stupid meme. I love it.
So, hot take of the week, if you're new here, first of all, if you are, welcome. We appreciate you listening in.
Hi,
But
dude.
we rotate back and forth as to who has the hot take of the week. The hot take of the week. And to be clear here with the rules, you get 1 minute to yourself to give your hot take, should you choose to use it. You don't get 10 seconds for a hot take and then 50 seconds of dead air on our podcast where we're taking people's precious times of their day, Hearn.
If you're just a sore loser, say that.
What did I lose? I even told you
mind.
the week before, you don't even need to mute your mic. I'll be done giving my take in a second. Once I was done, you could come in.
I've done that for you as well. I've said I'll get you in early, and frequently, if you check the tape, whenever you're giving hot takes, and you probably have done the same for me. Frequently, if you check the tape, I'm silent for longer than a minute. I have sometimes been 2 full minutes. Okay, I'm not saying okay. That's fine. So,
Hey, I was all about letting you give your take until the take was over. So
I just think you couldn't handle it, but it's okay.
why would 50 seconds of dead air made no sense? That made no sense to do.
No balls. We'll put it in the podcast. No balls.
Why would we put 50 seconds of dead air in our podcast?
No balls.
We're a freaking upstart young podcast trying to get off the ground. We're like, here's a great idea. 50 seconds of dead air.
I literally, if you tell people I will see you in 50 seconds, call it an ad break. Do you not skip ads when you're listening to your podcast?
I hear
Call
you
it an
there.
ad break.
I hear you there.
Okay.
I just don't think it made any sense. I was willing to sit back and listen to you give all your take. But once the take was done, I'm coming in, and I expect the same from you.
Okay, be ready.
So I don't have a big one this week. This one's super short. Definitely not going to take a full minute. If you want to come in before a minute, feel free. I'll let you know when I'm done. But that's the shtick of it all. We get the floor to ourselves to come in and give as egregious of a take as we so choose without any input from our co-host. Are you ready, Herm?
Sure. I reckon I am, buddy.
This one is short and sweet, and there's not a lot of examples as to why I feel this way, but the examples I have are good enough. Back on the subject of food for the first time in a few weeks here. Baked chips are better than regular chips all day long. Baked cheddar and sour cream ruffles, better than cheddar and sour cream ruffles, which, by the way, one of the most elite flavors out there. Baked Lay's, better than Lay's. The gone but not forgotten baked Doritos, better than regular Doritos, which are one of the all-time great chips. And simply put, I'm tired of the marketing being, oh, they're healthier because they don't have oil and less fat, whatever. They're better tasting. Advertise them as such. Advertise them, you don't have to come out and bash your other whatever here, but just say, these are great. Baked chips are good and you should try them. And I think more people should. The hot take is that baked chips are better than regular kinds of chips.
I'm definitely gonna say that's a hot take. I had to look it up to make sure that baked chips were what I thought they were.
Okay.
I'm not looking for. Say what you said again. It's not about it being healthy.
I would just say stop marketing them as a health alternative because that's why they came to existence. No oil, so there's less fat and they're better for you overall.
Yes,
less bad.
65% less fat. I don't like them because they're thinner. They're always so thin.
Do you feel that way?
Yes, I
because
feel like they're very thin.
my
very brittle.
big
For
appeal to them is, man, that crunch is really, really good. Even not being fried. I feel like, and specifically the ones I do get are baked cheddar and sour cream ruffles. Now, compared to the regular ruffles, which do have, of course, the very definitive ridges and stuff, maybe that's not fair. But, like, give me something about baking them gives them, like, a subtle sweetness that is just, oh, so good. And I think I don't know, I think they're really, really nice, and I think they're highly underrated.
This is a hot take. I think I'm looking at them right now. Yeah, I would 100%. I love regular Ruffles cheddar. Good God, I love regular Ruffles cheddar and sour cream.
They're probably the best flavored chip.
Would not go baked. I just
wouldn't even try it.
I feel like baked are either so thin or they're kind of thick somehow, but there's nothing in the middle. It's just air. It's just air in that bite. So like. And it's healthier. I don't know. I just don't like. I don't like it's more brittle. If that makes any sense. I know chips are brittle. That's like what chips are. But it's even more brittle. So I'm definitely, if I'm at the party and there's baked Ruffles right here and there's regular right here, I'm going regular all day.
Part of the appeal to me, because I like to do what my wife calls black hole mode here, where I will not be hungry at all and I'll have one little thing, like 1 or 2 chips, and then all of a sudden, black hole mode engaged, and I will not stop eating for an hour straight.
Nice.
Is that relatable to you, or do you have a black hole mode sometimes? No, really?
I do not. No.
Yeah, I kind of go black hole mode sometimes, and the baked chips are definitely better for black hole mode than the fried chips are, in a big part because no oil, less fat, and so I just really feel like I can just down these chips. But that's not even why. I think if you're just holding them side by side, you're like, which one do you think tastes better? I've always thought the baked ones taste better. Always. I get them at Subway when I go to Subway. I will get them out of vending machines. And I will take them over the originals all day.
That's insane. That's... God.
Yeah.
We can't even... Normally, whenever I'm arguing with somebody over what tastes better, this or this, I like to say, like, blindfold me, and I'll tell you which one's better.
But you can't do that.
But you can't do that with this.
Yeah.
Sincerely, quick sidebar while we're talking about being blindfolded.
Sure.
I've said this for years, and we never tested it, but I would love to. For years growing up, speaking of Reese's Cups, I would have Reese's Cups for breakfast sometimes, dude. I was obsessed with those things.
Where were your parents?
My dad was having them with me.
No way, dude. Okay,
Shout out,
that's
Dad.
awesome.
Love you,
That's
Dad.
awesome. That's cool.
We would put them in the freezer. Oh, it'd be like nice and hard. Oh, it was so good. I promise you, if you blindfolded me and handed me a standard Reese's Cup, which means it has the 2 in the pack.
Yeah?
You gave me one from Sam's, one from Walmart, and then one from Kroger, a gas station, whatever.
Oh, these are all Reese's Cups, like actual Reese's branded?
Yeah, all the same thing. I promise you I can tell you which one's which. I promise.
I have...
I don't know,
Keep going. Sorry.
I don't know if it's like the way they keep it on the shelf or what it is. But Sam's, by far the best, and then you got like Walmart / Kroger. Gas station Reese's, I won't even get, and I love Reese's. But
you're saying like the impulse items at checkout, like the little 2-packs. You're not saying like in the candy aisle next to the gum. You're saying the impulse 2-packs.
No, see, I normally don't even get those. Whenever we went to like at Walmart, it would be like the pack of like 6 2-packs. You go to Sam's, of course, it's like
okay.
6
So they are different items, right? They would have different
Sure.
SKUs, right?
No, it's just the quantity is different.
Okay, yeah. I want to comment on this because I have a very similar feeling about one of the things relating to this. So,
okay.
When you would go trick-or-treating, right, on Halloween, you would get Reese's Cups, obviously, right? Do you remember there were 2 different variations? I'm not talking about like fun size and the regular ones, but do you remember there were 2 different packaging variations? There were the ones that you would have to rip open and then like tear and then pull it out, or there were the ones you could turn upside down and peel the flap off on the bottom that were like a square. And my wife and I both agree. The ones that you turned upside down and you peel the flap off were absolutely always better than the ones that you had to tear the side off on.
I do think, especially if you get into my family has said for years, like all the themed Reese's Cups, whenever they come out with like the Christmas tree cups, the pumpkin cups, they're all so much better than the regular.
Why is that though? You're so right.
The ratio,
why?
The ratio has to be off. The ratio of peanut butter to chocolate has to be different in those. Is the only thing I can.
Do you have a favorite? Pumpkins, trees, eggs.
I'd probably go eggs.
Yes, dude, you're so right.
Really?
The freaking eggs are the best. I don't know what it is. They're the best.
I thought this was like a random tangent that was gonna go nowhere. I'm glad this ended up here.
I'm a big Reese's boy. They were always my favorite growing up.
You're the biggest Reese's boy I've ever seen.
Wow. I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna take it as a compliment. I'm gonna say that's a compliment.
Dude, all this Reese's and Halloween, this stuff. Soon we're gonna have to do a Halloween candy hierarchy. We're gonna have to sit down and say, this is S tier candy. This is garbage. I threw it out and bring
like
it
a
home.
ranking,
Yeah, I think it'd be good.
or a tier list or something like that.
Yeah, I think a tier list or something like that. Quick, just teaser because I think it's just a polarizing issue. Candy corn, yay or nay?
If I have to pick yay or nay, I'm gonna say yay. I'm not anti candy corn. I'm not
Love
anti
candy corn.
You love it? Okay, cool.
I seek it out around Halloween.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, see, I do. I seek it out.
I like it. I do have one experience in life of someone who puts out the same candy corn every year as decoration because they just don't think about it, and so you don't want to eat that candy corn. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, that'd be. Ugh.
But it's fine. It's a very unique flavor, I will say.
Okay.
I want to say I think they made a candy corn flavored G Fuel. Hashtag not a sponsor, but hashtag could be if they wanted to be.
If you're listening, G Fuel.
What? What'd you say?
If you're listening, G Fuel.
If you're listening, G Fuel, and we know you are.
We both are drinking stuff all episodes, so we could be drinking G Fuel.
I drink G Fuel all day outside of episodes. But again, hashtag not a sponsor, just hashtag could be. They did a candy corn flavored G Fuel, and if it comes back out this year, I'm not going to be able to pass on it like I did last year because I really wanted to try it. So
yeah. Let me know how that goes.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a great idea. So definitely pro candy corn, but even more pro ranking stuff. I think a Halloween candy hierarchy could be a lot of fun to do. So maybe stay tuned. Maybe we'll have something cooking for you in the future there. But today, what you're here for already, we've got an interesting little question here that, to be completely honest with you, Hearn, maybe you agree. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know what all we're going to talk about in relation to this. I simply had you ask your wife a question that I had also asked my wife as a result of seeing it on TikTok. And we're just going to share our answers with each other and with our listeners and see how it goes. So are you ready for this?
I'm ready, pal. Do you want to go first or me?
I'll go first if you want. It sounds like you're not too excited about it. I'm fine with my wife's answer to this question.
Okay. I'm excited.
So I saw someone ask their wife what the least manly thing about them was.
That question easily can hurt feelings.
Very easily can hurt feelings. I don't... Maybe this is reading the room wrong. I don't think that question could very easily hurt your feelings or my feelings, though. No. I don't.
I agreed, yeah.
So I asked this question feeling like, whatever she ends up saying, I'm probably going to be aware of. But I actually got two different answers presented within two different contexts. So maybe I've been wearing off on my wife because that's a very me thing to do, to make sure that you have a proper answer for the context you want to get in.
Right, okay.
So I'm going to say that first, her answer to the question, what is the least manly thing about me, was presented within the context of toxic masculinity and traditional modern masculinity, the way men are within society. Okay?
Yes.
So not necessarily from her perspective.
Okay.
And simply put, she just said the fact that I like to wear colors with my clothes. That's true. And yeah, it's just kind of the way it worked out. And she's not wrong. I do love me some color. If you look all around me, you have a hard time thinking of a color that's not somewhere on the screen right now. I love color. I'm all about it. I'm very anti. I'm looking at you, listeners, because I know at least one of you feels this way. Were you going to say something?
Mm-mm.
Are you just looking at the listeners too? I'm very anti muted tones, earth tones, whatever, for 99% of your wardrobe. Every now and then, 25% of your wardrobe, even half is okay. If everything you own is earth, green, brown, or that weird orangish brown, and you don't own any other colors, what are you doing with yourself? Stop. That's so boring. You might as well just wear black and white stuff all the time. That's it.
But it's in fashion, and I can wear it with anything, and it just really brings out the shades in my hair.
That is
You wouldn't.
probably what a lot of people feel like, yeah.
I wouldn't expect you to understand. You're not a man.
You just wouldn't get it.
God, shut up, dude. Shut up.
I don't think it's mostly men doing this. There are definitely some that do it, but I think it's mostly women.
Okay.
And hey,
That's
we
fine.
respect women around here. Trust us. We do.
Respect women.
But I'm not trying to come at you or anything. But I do think you should wear less earth tones if that's all you wear.
Do you want to say your second point, or do you want me to? Because I got two as well. Do you want me to say?
You have two as well.
Yeah, I do.
In that case, I think we should just go back and forth here. So I think
right.
you should hit me with your first.
So the reason for my reaction whenever you said yours, one of mine was exactly what you just said. My wife said, the quote pops of color that I would like to. I mean, look at this headband I'm wearing right now. It's got.
Wow.
I don't think
You're
you see.
you're the herniator. Look at you.
I am.
Look at me.
I'm Mr. V6. I don't care. Like, I've got several pink shirts. I love them. I've got very loud shirts. I like the floral Hawaiian type button-up shirts.
Okay.
I think it's funny. I've got some Lilo and Stitch shorts with Stitch and pineapples all over them that I wear everywhere. Like,
very cool.
And yeah, I try to balance it. Like, if I'm wearing a loud shirt, I'll try to wear like neutral shorts or whatever, or vice versa. I try to not. I'm not that guy walking around who has literally every color on the spectrum at the same time on.
Sure.
But I just think it's fun. I like pops of color. I don't see what's wrong with that.
And it's interesting that you specifically were told pops of color by the way you're saying that here, because to me it's just like I like color. This shirt is like kind of lilac, which is my favorite color, I would say. I've got one that's kind of a minty green. It's got a big Dragon Ball Z pattern on it. And
Dragon Ball.
What'd you say?
Dragon Ball.
Is that a reference to something? Is that how they say it?
Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball.
But I don't know, and maybe it comes honestly. And I look back at this, and maybe this is a big part of why. I think a lot of it has to do with my sports teams and the different colors that are represented there. Because you're hard pressed to find a color that isn't represented somewhere within one of my sports teams. So if I'm wearing something sports related, it almost has to be color, unless it's just a black shirt or a white shirt with that like logo or something on it. Right. And yeah, so over the years I've become very accustomed to wearing color. I very seldom don't wear color. So
yeah, I'm there all day, buddy. I agree entirely. I don't know why. I guess it's more manly to wear neutral, earthy, boring, I would say, tones. So
I've found it very interesting that in recent years I've caught on to this trend of grown men, especially like professional athletes. I see doing this all the time, who like just wear white t-shirts with whatever they're wearing. And yeah. I've seen so many people be like, the only essentials I need for vacation is a pack of polo white t-shirts, right? I guess they're talking about like Ralph Lauren white shirts, yeah. Or and stuff like that. And they're like, that's all I need, bro. It's a fresh pack. And I'm like, just white t-shirts? Like, don't get me wrong, white t-shirts look great, and every now and then you would catch me in one, I guess. Right. It's been a long time at this point since I've just worn a plain white tee. But you know, it's I don't know. I think it's very interesting that that's become very widely accepted within like masculine culture.
Yeah, agreed. Let's see what your wife said was also emasculating about you.
So the other one, there's no hiding behind a wall with this one or anything like that. This one is straight from her perspective. This is straight from like, not within society's perspective, but just in terms of like, if I'm thinking about you, and I don't think this is very manly of you, and I think the word she used was, it's rather childish of you. And I would agree with her. It's fine. I don't blame her at all for saying this.
I like where this is going.
It's just like my media interests. So specifically, Pokemon and Dragon Ball were mentioned as the culprits here. So she originally said anime, and I was like, I don't like anime. I like 2 animes, and I don't dislike anime either. I just don't like anime. It's not right. The only animes I've watched all the way through are Dragon Ball, and I've seen like, you know,
Dragon Ball.
I guess that's a thing every time I'm going to say Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball.
I've seen the original, I've seen Z, I've seen Super, I've unfortunately seen GT. And I got her into Dragon Ball with me as well.
Dragon Ball.
So it was just like... That was surprising to hear, but I don't necessarily agree with her because, maybe not Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball!
I'm going to never say Dragon Ball again on this.
Dragon Ball!
I'm never going to say it again. I'm never going to say Dragon Ball again. I'm never
Dragon Ball!
Kind of walked right into that one, didn't I?
You're never going to say what?
Oh, I'm going to fall for that one twice, aren't I?
Yeah. Fool me once.
Fool me, you can't get fooled again. Yeah, so I don't disagree with her. I mean, if you look behind me, that's all you're going to see is Pokemon. You've got some Doctor Strange stuff right there. You've got some sports represented. And sports, from almost everyone's perspective, are a very, manly thing. It's very common to see somebody be like, I don't think sports are manly at all. That would be quite the hot take. So my sports interests certainly weren't going to make the cut. So, hey, I think it's more than fair that the Pokemon and things like that did.
I think it's fine. Yeah, that's a fair point. I just think, unfortunately, especially in today's world where everything's just out there, have you seen the TikTok trends of, the icks?
I have.
Guys can't do anything, dude. We can't do anything without somewhere some girl's going to be like, he is blank. I don't like that.
I do think, I will be very clear here. There are some things that men do that give me the ick. I have partaken in this just with my wife. I've never had these conversations with anyone but my wife because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, and I know I'm not going to hurt her feelings.
Right.
But there are some things that men do that give me the ick, and there are plenty of things that women do that give me the ick. And I don't know. I've got some. I could get really hurtful with that conversation if we wanted to. I saw this TikTok of a woman last night, and I almost would guarantee you've seen this TikTok. Okay.
Okay.
And it's hateful. I'm just gonna put it out there. I hate to do this. Whoever you are, I'm sure you're a nice person, and I'm not even. You don't even know who I'm talking about here. But I saw this TikTok, and I just told my wife, I just know she smells bad. So I just know she stinks, bro. She has to stink. There's no way she doesn't.
Yeah, hurtful, hateful. It's probably true. You're probably right.
There's something in my brain that has had enough encounters with people of that kind, and my brain connects it to people like this. Oh, they stink, and so I'm like, sorry, you probably stink, bro.
By deductive reasoning, you stink.
By deductive reasoning and environmental conditioning, my brain has been taught to think that you smell. We stink! Woo!
Woo!
From SpongeBob.
Uh-huh.
Your father's fantasy football team is We Stink, and I want so badly for him to change his profile picture to SpongeBob and Patrick with their reeking bad breath coming out as they say, We stink! I need you to put that in, mail that in for me, okay?
I'll do it. Literally mail it in.
Send him fan mail?
Yeah.
Speaking of fan mail, if you want to get a hold of us or tell us that you love or hate our crappy opinions, you can let us know at headacheспod on twitter.com/x.com/it's still twitter.com. Or you can let us know on TikTok at headaches and hot takes. We'd love to hear from you. But anyways, back to what we're talking about here, which is that apparently some of y'all stink. No, I'm just kidding. That's not weird.
Not apparently.
I have seen this ick trend before. I've partaken in this ick trend. Do you have anything that you would say gives you the ick, or do you think, this is a stupid trend?
Yes. Okay. Oh my God. This could have been a really short clipped hot take. I hate the clips, and it's on The Bachelorette or whatever. It's these types of women. Okay. Whenever they go out for a women's date night or whatever, and they walk into a room and somebody goes, if you've ever done that, oh my God, dude, I can't stand it. If Jesus Christ walks into the room, freak out. Have your little episode. There is not a person on the planet. I don't care if Freddie Mercury walked into my bedroom. I'm not going to do that. Calm down. It's fake. You know it's fake.
Nobody. It is definitely put on for some reason. Right?
Which is on there. That overall is an ick for me, I guess. I don't want you to. If you don't like me, tell me. I'll tell you whatever. We can either work it out or we can go our separate ways. I don't care. Don't be fake. I hate it.
For sure.
So I hate it. I hate it, dude. So my wife is the farthest thing. She would never do that, and I love her for it.
All right. I agree
Perhaps
with
one of my
you.
biggest six.
Like, most people would say you can't get enough emotion out of my wife. So I definitely don't think that you're going to catch my wife doing that anytime soon. So
There you go.
I've definitely never thought about this before until you brought it up just now. But I kind of agree with you. Like, there's something just kind of icky about that energy, about the vibes there, right? They're not quite right for me.
I would turn around and walk out. I'd be like, I don't want to be around this group. I will see you later.
I don't know. Like, what's the reasoning for that? I'm like pure joy, pure excitement, whatever. But like with a lot of people, if you'll pay attention to these kinds of moments, it's every time they see this same person once a week, twice a week. Like, chill.
Well, not even that, and that's why I specifically say like it's also like on The Bachelorette or whatever, because a group of women and like a smoking hot guy walks in the room, same thing. Stop screaming over a person.
You want to be?
It is a person.
You want to know something
Calm
really funny
down.
here? Sorry. When you go to edit that, just meet me there. Just meet me there. You want to know something that I think is really funny in relation to this?
Sure.
That kind of reaction that you're talking about gives you the ick is basically what the TikTok was that I was like, I just know this chick stinks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's...
So have you seen that TikTok of the person at IHOP getting their pancakes?
No.
What? You've not seen it?
No, I've not seen
So
this.
she is a TikToker because these people are always somehow full-time TikTokers making 6 figures a year, making the most garbage content for mindless people to scroll through. I digress. But this person who is a professional TikToker, I think, is filming herself getting her pancakes at IHOP. Person's walking in on frame with the pancakes, and she starts to go. And I'm not joking. She goes...
Yes, I have seen that. Look at the girl behind her.
Oh, that is legitimately the best part of that. She goes...
Yes, which
and
may
then it
be
gets worse. She
planted.
goes,
It may be planted.
I don't think so. I don't.
For those who aren't watching, a waitress comes out with IHOP pancakes on a plate, and this girl is like doing the truffle shuffle in the middle of her. She is so excited. She's so excited for IHOP pancakes. Which, first off, just shut up.
She's definitely not. Is the thing. Like, if she was, that's
fake.
different. But she's definitely not.
Fake.
She's putting out for TikTok.
Right.
Okay.
And in the background of the video of her doing her stupid little dance, there's a woman, presumably a innocent bystander, who's just watching this like we're suffering it too as well. And she looks and she has the most like disgusted, like, what are you doing look on her face that perfectly sums up how people should feel watching that.
My hero, honestly. She is my hero.
Yeah. The hero we don't
And
deserve.
you want to know the sad part about it all? Us talking about it here and getting even one person to go seek out this TikTok that has not seen it is the
only
problem
good
here,
publicity
because it helps her.
It's only publicity for them. Yep, that's right.
Yep. Like, this kind of reaction, this kind of upcry and outrage. Upcry. What the frick is upcry? What is upcry? Outcry. Outcry and outrage. Not upcry.
Uproar, I would have said.
Uproar is what I was thinking of. Thank you. Thank you, Hearn.
Yeah.
Ooh, brought me back to reality there. This kind of outcry and this kind of outrage is exactly what someone like that is going for. So I would typically go out of my way to adamantly not talk about this kind of stuff, okay? But like this one in particular, because you happened to mention it, I was like, that's the person I thought stinks. She definitely smells. Like, I
don't disagree. I don't disagree at all.
You don't disagree?
No, not at all. Yeah, God, I'm telling you, dude. We need to maybe chill because I agree. I too participate, whatever the word is, in the ick trend. Everybody does. Everybody has things. It's just like, unfortunately, if you start to compile everybody on the planet's icks, then basically nobody can do anything.
Correct.
But that's not the case. I have maybe 3 or 4 icks. You probably have 3 or 4 icks, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Whatever. Yeah, we could go on. We could go on this. But
we're not saying don't do these things. Do them as long as it doesn't affect me. We're saying I'd rather not be around people that do these things.
If I walk into
small minor things.
If we're hanging out with a friend group the first time, it's a big couples thing, and me and my wife walk in, and all the other women freak out and run over to my wife and do the little ah. I am not going to be encouraged to know anybody's name. I'm not going to learn anybody's name. I'm going to be like, this is a one-time.
Because I'm never
dinner,
seeing you again.
And I will never see you again. Goodbye. Will not be doing it.
Well, if I'm not mistaken here, I believe we've got one more non-manly thing about you from your wife, correct?
We do, and it's one that she said this, and she's not wrong, but it's also like, I was like, if she said is the most unmanly thing about me. Okay. And I was like, if this is the least manly thing about me, then I think I'm doing all right.
Okay.
Apparently, I have a strong affinity for jewelry. I think this is incorrect. If you know me so if you know me at all, you'll probably be like, no, you don't. Growing up, I did always have a cross necklace of some kind. Obviously, most of the time that meant it was some kind of stainless steel or something.
That's so different.
And okay. That's the biggest thing, is that it doesn't matter what it is, it doesn't matter what it symbolizes, whatever. For some reason, metal in particular, my wife hates it.
Really?
Change? She will literally, like, she says keep the change wherever she goes. She will not accept change. She thinks which it is dirty. I'll give her that. But,
well, I mean, like, yeah, but it's a metal thing.
Yeah, it's like metal, nickel, copper, like the smell of
that?
it. Yeah, she
Hardware?
won't do it. Yeah. There's
like
video,
a phobia.
There's a video on my phone somewhere. There's a video on my phone. I was chasing her around the house with a dime, and she's like running around the house. She's running away from this dime.
But it's not because you're gonna stab her. It's because it's a knife. And it's
dime. D-I-M-E. 10 cents on a dollar is what I was chasing her around the house with.
Well, it literally sounded to me like I was chasing her around with a knife and she was running, and I'm like, I wonder why.
I would too.
A dime.
So I did always have some kind of like stainless steel, whatever. It would smell probably like, it has a metallic-y smell.
Metallic smell. I agree with you.
I did have a bracelet at a time. Did you ever have a class ring?
I actively did not get a class ring. And
you strike me as the kind of guy who would not. I did.
You strike me as the kind of guy who would have back then.
Yeah, I lost it. I lost it. It was stolen. I don't know who would steal a class ring. I like to say it was stolen because it makes it feel like I ain't.
Yeah, that's weird. Oh, you don't freaking know. You're just saying stuff.
I went to a track meet with it. I came back after I ran, and it was not my bag. Where'd it go? I don't know. Again, who's stealing a class ring that has my initials, my birthstone? It had a track symbol and a martial arts symbol on it. It's 100% personalized to me.
Did you do martial arts?
I did. I did do martial arts.
How did this never come up ever talking to you? What the heck did you do? Regular karate?
I'm not saying just because you did martial arts that's a brag or whatever. I don't like to be braggadocious about anything. So I don't go around boasting like, oh, I did this.
For sure. No, I get that. But it did come up naturally, so now's your chance. What kind of martial arts did you do?
I did Chung Kuk Do, which is Chuck Norris's style of martial arts, and I'm a second degree black belt in Chung Kuk Do.
That's so cool, dude.
Yeah. I got the certificates right over there. That they are the frames broke while we moved. Both frames, the glass. So I gotta get the glass replaced before I would
ask you this in response to it, because I've always wondered. I've seen obviously multiple types of martial arts. Are you into MMA, Eddie? Are you a UFC guy like at all? Mm-hmm. Is that kind of something that you partake in, or not really?
I watch UFC. I liked MMA. I like doing MMA. Like we did that in our dojo.
So let me ask you this: the martial arts that you are well versed in, how good is it for fighting? Because like a lot of the basic stuff they teach you in like regular self-defense classes and things like that, none of which I've ever partaken in. I guess I'm just going off of stereotypes and videos here. But like I'm like, that stuff will get you knocked out on the sidewalk, bro. Don't do that.
Yeah, it wasn't Rex Kwon Do from Napoleon Dynamite. Rex Kwon Do! It was that I developed over 2 seasons of fighting in the octagon. It's not Rex Kwon Do. I thought it was good. Like anything ever, obviously there was like forms. We did forms, which was just like a sequence of moves that you would do rather quickly. And that was more or less just to show that you had the time, you put in the time and dedication to memorize it or whatever.
Yeah.
Those moves you're not going to pull off in the streets.
Right. Right.
But then obviously we sparred a lot, which is obviously just straight up fighting. And then, and we did one steps, which is probably my favorite thing. So one steps, you were partnered with somebody, and they would throw a punch, and you would react to that punch and just F them up a little bit. Like you like roll them on the ground and stuff. So that was like your best way of practicing. Like this is how it would react.
It had to be the most fun, right?
It was.
Are they throwing the punches like with the intent to hit you if you don't react?
Oh yeah. And
that's
but like, it was a trust exercise back and forth, because sincerely, like if it's like, call it like a wrestling move or whatever, because some of the stuff we would do, if you don't front roll I'm breaking your back whenever we do this. It's like it was
Yeah.
a lot of trust involved. So it was cool. I enjoyed it. I frequently thought about going and finding a dojo and dusting it off because it's been a while. But
Yeah, that is very wrestling-esque, what you were describing there. So that's very interesting because, yeah, you are putting your trust in your partner there that they're going to properly sell the move while also protecting themselves and yourself. So themselves and yourself. So
there are moves that to this day I've been smaller than my younger brother for years, and he's never tapped me. Which is, dude, I know you're listening. I know you're listening, Josh. Never tapped me, bro. Undefeated,
undefeated, never lost.
Undefeated, never lost.
Never lost.
Never lost 1-on-1. Ever.
Wow.
It's fun. It's just fun to like grapple around. It's fun. So, yeah.
Well, I do have one more thing here. It's so coincidental that you brought this up here. My wife did have a third thing about me that is not manly about me. The least manly thing. Are you ready for this?
Well, I bring it.
The other least manly thing about me is that I am not a second-degree black belt in Chuk Kwando.
Chun Kuk Do. Get it correct.
Oh.
Chun Kuk.
I got that wrong.
Chun Kuk
Do?
Chun Kuk Do. CHUNKUK Do.
Chuk Kwando sounds way better. Can we just agree on that?
I think that's dangerously close to Taekwondo. Maybe that's.
I thought that was the whole point.
Nah.
Oh, my bad. Oh, my bad, bro.
Oh. That's funny. That was a funny joke. Yeah. So apparently my affinity for jewelry, which I haven't worn, I wear a watch. I don't even wear my wedding ring half the time because it reacts to my finger for some reason. Whatever.
Wow.
I haven't worn jewelry forever. Ever since my wife has said that she doesn't like jewelry, I've not worn it. I don't care. It's not like we're not walking through the mall and I walk by Zales and I'm like, I'd like to have that necklace.
I want to get iced out, bro. Ice me out.
No.
Ice me out, honey.
I used to be Joe Feisty. I used to be Joe Burr.
Shiesty, boy.
Joe Feisty. That's right. But yeah, so I don't know. Apparently that's the fact that I like jewelry so much
Yeah.
that I haven't worn in 8 years.
Well, I just thought it would be interesting to hear from like other people as well. If you're listening and you have a wife or a significant other and you are a man, ask them
Specific criteria.
what is the least manly thing about you. I want to hear what other people say about this and what some of your personal stories are.
If you won't go ask, you're afraid. You're scared.
If you won't go ask what the least manly thing about you is, that is the least manly thing about you.
Yeah.
Is that you're too scared to even ask your wife a question. You're too
Yeah,
scared to
go.
face reality, bro.
Yeah. But maybe I thought for sure my wife was gonna say about my voice or whatever. I've said it before. I hate my voice.
That's a you thing, bro. Your voice is dope. You gotta own that thing.
Dope. Thanks.
Dope.
Yeah. So yeah, if you won't even go ask, that's your problem. Go ask and see. Maybe do some self enlightening.
There you go. Well, Hernan, you got anything else for us as we kind of wrap up this episode here?
I can't hold it off any longer. I think I'm gonna have to tell you the New York #1 bestseller story about my gas station bathroom experience. I'm gonna have to tell you, buddy.
Wasn't it the New York #2 bestseller story?
Gosh. Oh, that was too easy.
I can't believe you didn't do that, bro. Come on. Next week, right?
Sure, let's do it.
Next week, bro.
Next week on Headaches and Hot Takes, right here, wherever you're listening or watching.
Well, guys, we appreciate you listening. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Leave a comment. Tell a friend about us. We love you all. That is it from me. Hooday, baby.
Shut up. Peace, baby.